So this is another really awkward interview involving Brie Larson. And what it's based on is based on Brie Larson. It doesn't respect, and she almost forgets what her actual job is, what she's paid to do. And I think Jeremy Renner is actually pointing out to her, or making sure that he says it to Brie Larson, who sat next to her. And what it is that Brie Larson, she points out that, or she believes that she's there to use her platform to represent people, almost to be like a politician, to trying to improve society. Whereas Jeremy Renner says that's not my responsibility. My responsibility is to be an actor. And at the end, he says my job is to, or what he most enjoys is seeing children enjoying these movies, enjoying Marvel movies. And Brie Larson doesn't seem to be interested in that. That seems to be secondary. And that's why this clash, this really awkward interview takes place, because you have Jeremy Renner coming from one angle, and on a completely opposite angle is Brie Larson. And their identities, their views on what their job is or what they're there to do completely clash. And I think that's what you might see with some of the original actors, like Chris Hemsworth or Scarlett Johansson. They saw it as they're being paid to make movies and to entertain children. So if they can see children queuing up to watch Marvel movies and enjoying themselves and being happy to see Thor and Iron Man and Captain America, Incredible Hulk, that's what they're paid to do. That's what Marvel are paying them to do. Whereas Brie Larson doesn't seem to be interested in that. If she sees a child enjoying a movie, she's not really interested. What she wants to do is going to change and get involved in politics. And they're very different roles. If you're an entertainer, you're giving people ideas. If you're a politician, you're taking people's ideas and representing them to make legislation and to change society. They're very, very different roles, and Brie Larson cannot understand that. So when you watch this interview, and I'll show a clip from it, that's why it's such an awkward interview to watch, because these two actors are coming from opposing roles, and Jeremy Renner seems to be pointing it out that you're actually talking a load of trash and your actual job is to entertain children. And he makes that point, whether he makes it point deliberately, but that's why he says my responsibility and what I enjoy most is seeing children enjoy Marvel movies. And Marvel need to sit down with these new actors and actually tell them what their job is and say, right, in your contract, your job is to be an entertainer. It's not to be a politician. It's not to use your platform or these interviews to talk about sort of how you can represent people, because they clash. You can't be both. Now, I will point out also that Brie Larson says that she contacted Jennifer Lawrence before she took the role of Captain Marvel. Now, Jennifer Lawrence took a gap year to get involved in politics, so she's walked away from acting to get involved in politics, because I think she understood that you can't do both at the same time, because again, they clash. They're opposing roles. And also, Jennifer Lawrence deliberately tried to come across as a very regular person. So she would talk about pizza, she would talk about getting drunk, almost overboard. Almost all the time she was on TV or on interviews, she would talk about pizza and wine. But she wanted to come across as a regular person. Whereas Brie Larson seems so detached from society. She doesn't want to come across as a normal person. She's not even trying to. She wants to come across as somebody who's superhuman. Now that's fine, but not in the role as an entertainer. And Jeremy Renner is trying to point that out to her. He clashes with Brie Larson because he understands what Brie Larson is saying is just ridiculous for a celebrity entertainer to say. So I'll show you a clip. You can make your own mind up. If you disagree, leave your own comments below. But I'll show you this clip. It's really awkward to watch.
Do you look at it that way?
Look at it with responsibility. I mean, I am committed to self-improvement, and I work at being the best person that I can be and using this platform for as much good as I can. But it doesn't mean that I don't make mistakes, but I'm very comfortable with that and allowing myself to learn from those mistakes.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty accountable and responsible in my own life, at any rate. So, celebrity is not something that I use as any sort of platform to be more responsible or accountable, I suppose. It's certainly an absolute blessing to see the joy on kids' faces.
Yeah.
That couldn't be but I don't think there's a feeling that comes close to that.
Absolutely.
So Jeremy Renner says that it's a blessing to see children smile, and there's nothing comes close to that. He seems to be saying that because he wants Brie Larson to understand she might want to get involved in politics and try and represent people and try and use her platform for good, but that's not her job. That is not what Marvel are paying her for, and it doesn't work. And Jennifer Lawrence, who Brie Larson says she's a friend with, seems to understood that. Jennifer Lawrence seems to understand that you can't be an actress, which is entertaining people, and also get involved in politics. They don't work. They're two opposing roles. roles, and it's more confusing. And that's why you have this really awkward interview, because Brie Larson seems to be confused as to what her job is. And I think that is why Jeremy Renner has actually said what he said. He's pointing out what Brie Larson's job is, and that is to entertain children. But if you disagree, if you have your own thoughts, please leave your comments below. But this is a really awkward interview to watch. I will link to the whole interview, but this is the main point. The rest is inconsequential, but this is the real awkward point. And it just shows that Brie Larson just doesn't really understand or respect what her job is. And Jeremy Renner had to point it out to her job is to entertain children. Again, leave your comments below, and if you like this video, please like and subscribe. But it's a really awkward interview to watch, and it's another one with Brie Larson. Whether the pattern will continue, I hope not, because it's not good for her. It's not good for her career. Her career is stumbling because she doesn't understand what her job is.